All right. So, like I said a little bit earlier, we started off when the scanner was literally in a box that big. We had to check it when you went on the airplane. You had to check it. It had this big sign on it that said, instrument, treat gingerly or softly. I mean, it was like they would break them. The baggage guys would just throw the thing, and it's like 14 years ago, we had these scanners that were a little challenging, to say the least. We first scanned, when I brought Paige Riffle and Peggy Kroc to the convention, I think we had 23 scanners and all of them scanned different scores. It was a little embarrassing, okay, to say the least. So, the evolution of the technology from the S1 to the S2 to the S3, the Everest Edition was the best name, I thought, the Everest Edition. Does anyone ever have the Everest Edition scanner? So they did a study on Mount Everest, with the oxidative stress levels of what it's like being at 14,000, 18,000 feet or whatever it was. And it scanned people up there. I mean, we've had these scanners in so many different universities and studies and different places. It is the ultimate lie detector test. The scanner will look inside your body and tell you how much good you have in the carotenoid family, right? Now, carotenoids is just a subset of antioxidants. We know that it's indicative when we get your score of the entire scope of antioxidants, because you're not likely to be high just in carotenoids and low in water-soluble or some of the other unique antioxidants, if you will. So, what was our strategy? What did we do? We wanted to own the world. We had the mentality that we wanted more scanners on our team in action every single day, recruiting people. This was our drive. This was our focus. This is what kept us awake. We had people running to the airports when they got done scanning people in the morning because there were so few scanners, and we would do what they call Delta Dash. I could put it on a Delta flight and ship my scanner to Philadelphia for the evening meeting going on. I mean, there wasn't enough scanners. So we had this mentality that the scanner had to be in action at all times. In action to recruit new people. Because it wasn't the customer count we were looking for at the time. It was how many new distributors could we get? How many new people could we get to share the same mentality that we had, which was all-out massive action? We wanted to own every city. We wanted every network marketer. We wanted every doctor office. We wanted every fitness center. We wanted every nail salon, hair salon, skin tech, everything, esthetician, you name it. We wanted our scanners there because it's going to be a measurement that no one had ever heard of before, that all the patents were held at Nu Skin, and we had something that no one else in the world had. So, it was so early in the game in antioxidant research. There were really smart people that just looked us in the eye and said we were lying. There were really smart people who just said, you guys, there's no such thing. I mean, we were so far ahead of ourselves. But we just pressed forward because we knew that every time we could put someone's hand in the world of network marketing, the world of supplementation, the internet world today, how many people are talking about vitamins and nutrition and anti-aging? It's just all over the place, right? You have so many stores now, just walking through London yesterday, that have something for sale for antioxidants or for nutrition or for whatever, and we have the test. We have the test to this day, 14 years later, nobody has it. So the scanners, we got 6 of them on the back there. How many of you got a chance to scan at the halfway mark? So who's somebody that scanned today for the very first time? All right, give me an idea. Can I ask your score? 36,000. Give her a hand. That's a pretty good start, right? So, you don't take any Nu Skin products as of yet? This is your first scan, or do you take Life Pack now? Yeah, they're taking it for a couple months, okay? So we're going to get the consistency factor back and get the score going back up, right? Who else scanned for the first time today? First scan score in the white there. 27. Was it your first scan ever? Is this your first meeting today? Okay. So, are you on Life Pack?
I've got that home along with Marie as well, and I also have the Ash Range. So I'm going to be starting when I get back home and I have my first scan done.
Can you translate that? You have it, but you haven't started, right? Okay. Do you have a bottle of water with you now? Let's get you started, just so you can stay started.
No.
Okay, now, remember, Dave? Yes, I know, but she has it now. But look, when I had my meetings, and I like to have fun, when I had you ever all raise your hands and we did the countdown, right? We always had our meetings in America in the biggest hotels, you know, whether it's the Marriott or the Hilton or whatever. And I would always go into the restaurant when we were first doing this, and I said to the chef or the person that I was talking to, look, I need the single largest carrot in the house. They said, what? Yeah, then just look, whatever, I want the largest carrot in the house. Give me the biggest carrot. So we would do the countdown, and I would have my, 12-inch carrot, big, whatever it was, the biggest thing they had in the house. And I would say, you're the Carotenoid Award winner of the day. And I mean, just have fun with them, do something fun. Make them laugh, let them know that, hey, look, the reason we eat fruits and vegetables, or we don't eat fruits and vegetables, okay, enough fruits and vegetables, is because that's what keeps us alive. That's what keeps our cells protected from aging and disease. That's what we're measuring in your cell with that light going into the palm of your hand that now takes less than 60 seconds. So to have an iPad and to be able to walk around the room and scan people today is so very different. This is a high-tech world. This has changed very fast, 14 years, and we have it. Okay, so now, we were there to use the scanner as a recruiting tool. Now, I have a team lead in my downline. His name is, I have Jonathan Hilberry and Jonathan, what's the other Jonathan's last name? Whitaker, thank you. John Whitaker is just a carrot. He's a carrot himself, okay? He owned a health food store in South Florida. Now, there was this guy that was a hunting and fishing guide. His name is Steve Weber. Steve Weber lives up in Idaho, north by the Canadian border. And Steve literally thought that he was going to move to Florida. This is 13 years ago now. And he was going to go door to door until he found somebody that wanted to be his partner with the scanner in South Florida. And he literally knew whatever prompted somebody to do this, I don't know what prompted him to do it. But he said, South Florida, I'm going to find somebody to be my partner. He literally took that scanner in the big trombone box and started going in health food stores. And he let John Whitaker's wife let him set up the scanner in their store, waiting for John to come back, if I remember the story correctly. And he says, what's this? Why should I take your supplement? I get free supplements. Any company in the world will give me free supplements because I'll sell them in my store if they're good. What's this? Well, this is the nutritional lie detector test. Put your hand out. Let's see how good you are. And he scanned him. Long story short, he recruited him. Long story shorter, he's now a team elite. Now, I'm not telling anyone in this room to go door to door. But I am here to say that if you do enough, if you do something enough times, you're going to find someone to join your team. Look, Santo went around and said, you're fat, you need this. Now, you might have a black eye, okay? But he had a bad approach. But if you do something enough, you're going to find people to join your team. I'm guaranteeing you Steve Weber wasn't very good at it. Right? I walked towards the Nordstrom's counter and said, how would you like to make $10,000 a month? Everybody's going to have a different approach. But the goal is to utilize the scanner as a unique differentiator. It's a technology. It's a piece that gives you another position in the marketplace to do what no one else in the world can do. And that is measure on the inside. How much antioxidants do you have? Now, take it to the next step. We use it as a recruiting device. But we then also get to the point to where we use it to sell products, right? Whether it's an event, a trade show, a fitness show, a meeting like this, a home party, or an office. The goal when you get someone on the scanner, your goal is not to just get their scan number. The goal is what? What? Get them on the product, right? The goal is to put their hand on the scanner, and you are assuming the whole time, you're assuming the sale. You're assuming their hand is on that scanner because they want to make change. They want to get better. Okay, I got 1 minute left. I'm going to tell you a quick story. Don't let that thing ring and interrupt me. So we got this guy in an office, in a financial office in Honolulu, Hawaii. and he scans all of his clients. And I can't remember how many clients he had. It was a lot of clients. He might have had more people on the scan on ADR than anybody ever. So again, you have to learn how to have fun, and you have to learn how to react. Now, you guys know the half a head of lettuce story? No. Nobody knows the half a head of lettuce story? So the individual goes into the supermarket, and he says to the guy in the produce section, he says, look, he says, I need a half a head of lettuce. And the kid says, look, we don't sell a half a head of lettuce. He says, look, I came here to get a half a head of lettuce. He says, I already told you we don't have a half a head of lettuce. He says, look, I came here to get a half a head of lettuce, and I'm not going home until I get a half a head of lettuce. So the kid goes marching back to the manager's office, and the manager opens the door, and he says, look, I got some big dumb fat guy here that wants a half a head of lettuce. And he didn't know that the guy had followed him. So he kind of clears his throat. The young boy looks back at him and he says, oh yeah, this other guy wants the other half. Okay? So you now have to know how to react, right? So here's a great half a head of lettuce story. We've got the guy in Honolulu, Hawaii. The lady scans at 89,000. He says, you're not taking vitamins? No, I don't take vitamins. And she was a chronologically advanced woman. I don't know how old, but she was 65, 70, something like this. You don't take any vitamins at all. I've never taken vitamins. You don't eat a lot of fruits and vegetables. I don't eat a lot of fruits and vegetables. And so he's going on and on and on. He's just trying to figure out how is he going to sell this lady Life Pack when she's scoring 89,000. So her friend that came with her said, you're not telling him the full story. Every week when you steam your vegetables, you always drink the water. All those antioxidants that are steaming into the water. So he says, how would you like to be the first person in Hawaii to score 100,000 on the scanner? Right? And that's the way you got to run. So have fun. Recognize that it's a tool that is outrageous. A unique differentiator no one else in the world has. And that is my little 15 to 25 minutes here on how to use the scanner in building your business.